Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's restaurant networking group. Today is February the 27th,
7th.
the last day of February. My goodness, where's the year
No,
Oh,
go?
tomorrow is.
one day.
Tomorrow.
One more day.
All
Yes,
right,
dear.
me it's over. Anyhow, my name is Howard Appel. I'm the founder and publisher of today's restaurant, and we are a group of vendors in the industry who are here to help each other grow our businesses and also to help any restaurant owner, manager, or chef with any issues they may be having. We're here to help. And if you'd like to contact us to join a meeting or submit a question, give us a call at 561 620 8888 or go to our website at trnusa.com. And good morning, everybody. And I want to thank Michael for bringing Michelle to the meeting this morning. And I'm going to call on Michelle to introduce herself and tell us who you are, what you do, where you're located, and how we can reach you.
Great, thanks. I'm Michelle Gilliam. I run a PR and marketing firm. We work with a lot of restaurants to try to help them make more sales and fill more tables. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida, but I'm originally from the Northeast. But I've been here about 20 years in Jacksonville, so I'm not missing the snow at all.
And how can we reach you?
Probably our website is the easiest, pointtakenpr.com.
You want to give a telephone number?
Sure, 904 485 6597.
Just when I was in school, I was a marketing major, and I could never understand at that time the difference between PR and advertising. So tell us the difference.
Well, basically, they've blended so much, especially in the last couple of years. I mean, with traditional media dying in so many ways, like I don't mean dying, but I mean a lot of TV reporters and stuff like that are quitting and moving into the other side. So things have just changed a lot, and now with AI, and we're actually seeing a lot of traffic to our own website coming from ChatGPT now, which is very interesting. So I would say the entire PR industry has completely changed, and marketing has completely changed, and all of it's kind of starting to blend together. When I first started my company, I didn't do paid advertising at all, but now we do it regularly.
Okay. Good. And if you have any questions about anybody else's intro as they're doing it, just ask. So we're going to start
Thank you.
with Jessica.
Thanks, guys. Nice to see everybody. I think I missed you last week. There's been some sickness going around here in Florida, and it's been rough, but I'm feeling good now. So I'm Jessica Kirby. I'm a local account executive with Spectrum Business and Spectrum Mobile. I've been with the company for 18 years, and I've been doing business to business for 8 years. So my job is to work with local businesses, a lot of restaurants, and anybody, honestly, that needs internet service and cell phone service. So I sell the internet, cell phone service, television, as well as phone service. So I can do regular phone service for like elevator lines, fire alarms, and things, or I can do voice over IP as well. We have a new product with Spectrum that is called Invincible Wi-Fi, and this is a product that our competitors do not have. It's a wireless backup that is now Wi-Fi. We had a cellular backup before, but it had to be directly connected to the devices in order for it to work if there was an outage. And just last week, we've introduced our Invincible Wi-Fi. So if there happens to be a power or an internet outage that happens at the business, this will automatically kick in and keep the services running off of cellular until that outage is cleared. So it's a built-in redundancy for their internet. So if you know any businesses specifically anybody that needs internet or cell phones, but I know we work with a lot of restaurants, and I can also sell them the TV packages that they need for the restaurant. I can be reached at 813-326-2246, or my email address is jessica.kirby@charter.com. And then my final ask is I've been in this group for a while, and I've talked to a couple of you offline, but I really would like to start building these relationships better and seeing how we can really dig in and help each other. So I would like to start scheduling some one-on-ones separately and just see how we can really take this to the next level. So I'll be reaching out and seeing how we can do that, and feel free to reach out to me as well. Thanks, guys.
Talk to Ed. His internet is down.
Yeah, that's right. I'm on my phone that's on its last legs.
Are you in a Comcast area or is it Spectrum?
AT&T.
Oh, well,
It's been down for a while.
if you're in a Spectrum area, I can help you.
But this is not, I don't think Spectrum is here.
What city are you in?
Orange Park, Jacksonville.
Oh, no, that is well, that is technically a Comcast area as well. So that would be like the cable company in the area. You know, there's three cable companies left in the nation, which is us, Comcast, and Cox, and your area is Comcast. So just an idea, not to sell for them, but if you were sick of AT&T and you wanted to reach out to a broadband provider, then it would be Comcast Xfinity, most likely.
Jessica,
Yeah.
I've heard that if a restaurant has the television going, but they don't turn on the sound, then they don't have to pay as much. Is that true?
Are you being funny?
No, I'm just
That is absolutely not true.
okay. See, I told you, Brian. Okay. So that's just an old wives' tale, huh?
No, because think about it. If you go to a sports bar, I just sold a sports bar that has 15 TVs, and I was like, and he was talking about the audio. I said, you're not going to have all these on. It'll be like a train wreck. Like you can't, realistically, you're only going to have audio on one of them if everything's on a different station or a different channel. And most sports bars that I go into, you don't really hear, you just see what's happening, you know?
Yeah.
So, no, we don't care if the volume is up or down. They're paying for the channel lineup really, and how many seats. So with this, specifically with a bar restaurant, they pay, depending on which cable package they have, sometimes they pay based on their occupancy, their viewing occupancy.
Which is number of seats as opposed
Yes.
to standing room only, or how many people they could squeeze in there.
Exactly. Now that's
Yeah.
not with a regular business, like a regular office like yours, we would just sell TV. If you wanted it, you would not have to go by occupancy, obviously, but with it's a little different with the bars and restaurants.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. I want to introduce two of our new official members, and one being Michael. And thank you again for bringing Michelle. So, Michael, why don't you tell us about you and your company?
Sure, it's not my company, but there's 1,000 of us, and we kind of all own it, I guess. My name's Mike Smith, and I'm with Era Group, like your ear. Look, hospitality is a really low margin business, and we all know that. Runs on three levers: butts in the seats, the menu prices, and where we live, and that's expenses. So we are a broadline food renegotiator. Cisco makes $80 billion by finding buyers that let them take a 20-pound bag of sugar for 20 bucks and creep up the margin to 30. So we are brought in to take a look at things like food costs, which is our core business, IT, janitorial, linens, and waste. Nobody ever really looks at their trash contract. You know, we just did one, $1,500, went down to $300. We do this globally. Been around for 30 years in 60 countries, and we negotiate here about $2 billion worth of contracts a year. Michael Smith 904 is my number. Oh, one last thing that's really important. Doesn't cost anything. We shake that couch, and the nickels and dimes that come out, we get paid from the gains we put back on your balance sheet. So it's a revenue sharing model. Michael Smith, Era Group, M Smith A with a little squiggly around it. eragroup.com, 904-710-6899. Thank you.
Yeah. I cannot understand why your phones are not on fire at this particular point in the way the economy and restaurant life is.
You sound like my wife.
Well, no, the service that you provide, I think I mentioned to you, we have somebody in the 11 o'clock group that does the same thing, and maybe not the same way, but you're providing a service that every restaurant should be looking at now, especially because you don't get paid up front.
Paid on the savings. So yeah, there's money to be had, and we can come get it for you certainly.
We'll talk offline.
Yeah, and everybody's here on the call is selling something. All that needs budget, and we can help you increase your buyer's budget. Bring us in, and there's going to be more free cash flow to up their internet services and review credit cards and IT and all the good stuff that we do on your end. Network partners.
All right, great.
Thank you.
And our other new official member is Eric. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Eric. I work with the Green Payroll Solutions. Running restaurants, I believe, I never work in restaurants, but it's hard, but payroll should not be. We are a Green Payroll. We help restaurants to simplify payroll, tips, taxes, and we have directly contact and without any bureaucracy for customer service, which means we're not going to spend 5-6 hours on a call to fix a small problem. You have directly contact with us, directly phone number, directly email. We work with a POS system and a payment process too, and we integrate most of benefits in our system. Also handle multiple locations. Our goal is simple: save you time, reduce risk, and lower your labor costs. All right. We also offer a free payroll review for everybody here. So I'm gonna share my contacts on the chat. So my phone number is 407-861-2994. Greenpayroll.com is our website. Our headquarters is located in Boca Raton. I'm here in Orlando, but we help all the US. All right. So if anybody want to talk in private, I'm here. So that's my contact in the chat. Thank you.
Hey, thank you. Let's go to Nick. Good morning.
Morning, everybody. I'm Nick DeSantis. I'm with Brown and Brown Insurance. I work out of the corporate headquarters in Daytona Beach, Florida. But I do work on business throughout the United States. I could insure anybody in all 50 states. We're an international insurance agency, retail. We own wholesale companies, so we're pretty large. We do everything. I specialize in hospitality. I've been doing it for a long time. I'm a former restaurant owner, sold in 2005, and I've been selling restaurants insurance since then. This is my third stop insurance-wise. It would have been my second, but the agency I was with got purchased by Brown and Brown. We do acquire a lot of different companies. It's part of what we do. We're publicly held, so we got to keep growing. Also do, construction. We're a general line, so get involved in shopping centers, industrial parks like Lester's Risks, anything of that nature, apartment complexes. I could do all of that, but I've stayed in the hospitality space, specialized in that because I'm a former restaurateur. I know the business pretty well. A good lead is a restaurant, or if you're in a client and they're having issues and you overhear it, I'm the guy that can help them. I'm able to get in there and fix the problem. Either it could be a service problem, or they're with the wrong company, they're paying too high. There's a lot of issues that could happen with insurance. Nobody likes insurance. It's, but again, if I can save them money, it frees up those operating, frees up the capital in the business, like Mike was saying. And insurance is bottom line dollars. It doesn't generate revenue for any of the companies. It just protects them. So if I could save them some money, that'll generate revenue for them to use in areas with my other allied friends like you guys that are selling them services and products. So I'm Nick DeSantis, Brown and Brown Insurance, 386-299-9540. and it's nicholas.desantis@bbrown.com. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Ed, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Ed Gerton with Seacoast Sales in Orange Park, Florida, which is just outside Jacksonville. And I don't miss the snow either, having grown up around Newark, New Jersey. This is like heaven down here, even though we had cold weather. Anyway, just my opinion. Anyway, we're an equipment supply company that specializes in frozen dessert equipment. So we represent Carpigiani for soft serve ice cream machines and batch freezers, BGI for batch freezers, display cases from ESA and or GTI Design. We have blast freezers, hardening cabinets, mixed treatment machines, V-Air for drink machines. You can reach me at 904-334-4489. Have a good day.
Okay, thank you. Brian, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Brian. I'm with a company called Rogue Financial Group. We are a commercial equipment financing company, and what that is it could be either an end user coming to me, or I work with dealers that have clients that are looking for financing. So it is commercial equipment financing. I primarily focus in the hospitality side. So small projects, large projects, startups. I do work all over the country. Again, is commercial equipment financing. I can be reached at 404-723-7222. And one other thing I was reading, Terry, I know it's in Georgia. The North Point Mall was bought by Jamestown, which owns Pond City Market. And I guess I was reading about it, and looks like I was hoping Rick would be here, but maybe he can have a comment on it. But they look like they're trying to get an NHL team to come there, so we'll see if that goes through. They've tried many times at that North Point Mall to revamp it up in Alpharetta, Georgia.
Okay, I'll check it out. Absolutely. I'll see
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
get people to dig.
Yeah.
You got it.
All right. That's
I
it.
passed right over with Chris.
Good morning, everybody. Brian, Atlanta had an NHL team, a National Hockey League team, like 40 years ago called the Flames.
Yes, I know.
And then they moved to Calgary, Canada. And but I think that North Point Mall, that'd be an ideal location because of the demographics of that area.
Yeah.
That could be great.
But didn't they come the Knights, and then they became the Thrashers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I don't give a puck. Okay.
A puck.
There's ladies on the call.
Oh my God.
No. Great.
I'm so sensitive. Leave me. Okay. Here's the deal. Chris Kaufman, restaurantallstars.com. Restaurant All Stars primarily adding human capital to restaurant companies that would like to upgrade their existing line of management, or if they are expanding and need some players to help with the expansion. That's where we come in. We've been recruiting aces for great places since the early 1980s, and just picked up a new client the other day. They are based in Orlando, but they have operations throughout Florida. And that's a relationship that actually started back in the 1980s. The business partner of the person who did the contract with me yesterday, I was introduced to him. His business partner and I did business back in, like, say, the 1980s, finding primarily restaurant management talent, chefs, and also corporate restaurant people as well. And the telephone number is very simple to remember. It's 404 All-Star, 404-255-7827. So that's also Chris at restaurantallstars.com or Chris at coffco.com. And we work on behalf of the client companies. We never take money from candidates. We primarily are focused on helping the client company and finding the talent that they need. One piece of advice, if anybody knows a culinary professional, a sous chef, an executive chef, a pastry chef, a chef de cuisine, whatever, The number one thing they need to do right now to enhance their career, if they do not already speak Spanish, they need to go take a course in Spanish. The demand for culinary people who are bilingual is off the chart. It's you talk about going to the head of the class. If you happen to have that credential, that's exactly what's going on now in the culinary world. Is bilingual. It's every culinary assignment we've received in the last year. It's the number one quality they're looking for. Bilingual, bilingual, bilingual. So that's the latest and greatest. Chris Kaufman, Restaurant All Stars, 404 All Star. Just ask for Chris.
Thank you. Did I send you a candidate this week? I see so many things going across my computer. I try to send you when I see somebody looking for a position.
I appreciate it, Howard. I do not recall seeing something.
Okay, I do.
Yeah. Whenever I get something from anybody, I will respond and say thank you very much. So if you didn't get a thank you, then
I guess I didn't send it. All right.
It may not have seen it because maybe you didn't send it.
Maybe.
Call me
That
crazy.
wouldn't happen.
First time. But anyway.
All right. Let's go to TRN Terry.
Hello, everyone.
Hi,
Welcome
Terry.
to the new people to this group. It can be very beneficial. Me and my team, what we do is a little different than what y'all do. We find what is opening in Florida, the entire state. And believe me, it is one long state. You go to the end of the Panhandle down to Key West, there's a lot of stuff going on. And there's a lot of things moving in. So what we do is we run a monthly lead report. This report is second to none anywhere in the US. End of story. That report has the owner's name, phone number, the email address, opening timeline, where they are in their phase of construction, the name of the establishment. Do they serve alcohol? Are they multi-levels? Are they multi-concepts? There's one that came across my desk actually earlier this week or last week, and it was a concept that during the day, it's going to be this incredible cafe that is serving European drinks, latte, things like that. And then at night, it's going to morph into a nightclub, disco. I still trying to figure out how they're doing it, but it's going to be really something. That will be on my report that comes out the first week of March. They all come out the first week of March. Anybody that would like to see the report, a sample, go to trnusa.com/leads. And if you do that, Howard created a live link that will take you right to an old report. So you can see the format. It's Excel. You can cut and paste. You can do it any way that you like. If you're a sales team, you can give others, the areas that you don't work. And I'm finding in this group, most of the people are located up in the Jacksonville area. It's really something. I'm every time I see somebody new and they tell me they're Orange Park, Jacksonville. Well, Jacksonville has now become a hot spot, and there are a ton of leads in Jacksonville the last few months, and this month even more. So we're still working on that very diligently. And I also want to remind people that, and I forget this a lot, in the reports, like let's say you have a POS system. Let's say you sell ice cream equipment. Let's say, whatever. Okay, so like some of these new builds and stuff are a couple years out. They're just breaking ground in a shopping center that maybe Collier Properties or whatever have that whole center is going to be a public anchored center, but they're going to have all of these, not even chains. They're bringing in new independents that are coming in from other states, and opening up in Florida, which is wonderful. Now, to that end, we have reports from the last, I think, 3 or 4 years. And some people find extreme value in those because half of them are going to be closed, no question. I will not lie to you. If you ask me a question and you don't want the honest answer, don't ask me because I will not lie. But those reports are invaluable. If you want to send a blast email and you have 12 reports to do that for 24, 23, 22, what you could say is, are you happy with your service? Have you made money with this this vendor? Whatever, put together an AI generated email, however you want to do it. And you'd be surprised how many sales you'll get off of that, along with the new reports as well. So take a look. I know a lot of people here get that report, and in our 11 o'clock group. The Florida Restaurant Association is our biggest, backer. They get a lot of their members from that report. And I know Carol Dover, I know, a lot of the higher ups there that count on these reports every month. And if they don't get them by the first week of the month, I get an email. So I'm really, it's a privilege to be able to bring everyone this service, because it really enhances what you do to be able to find in 1 month everybody you might be looking for in a year or 2 years, all in a report. And I'm talking 60, 70, 80, 90 brand new leads every single month. So with that, I'll say have a great weekend. That's it. If anybody has any questions, please go to that report. You can email or call me, Terry@trnusa.com. Thank you.
Okay. I want to double back to Michelle. Now that you've seen what we do, do you want to add anything or run for the hills?
Well, I'm just curious. I didn't catch his name, the man from Orange Park, but I'm loving his gelato poster behind him.
You can
So
sample.
where do I get good gelato in Jacksonville?
Nowhere. I can make it.
Oh, you can make it. That's impressive.
Actually, there's a couple of places downtown that can make good gelato.
I live downtown. Where?
I'll get those for you.
Okay, that'd be good.
Because I have equipment here. If I can, you can call for a demonstration. I can make some for you.
Hey, I love gelato. I don't, we're finally getting some Italian restaurants in Jacksonville. It took a long time, but
Yes, you are.
Actually, the best place for gelato probably in Jacksonville is the Mandolas on San Jose.
All right, I'll be down there tomorrow.
It's about
well, actually, I will for another reason.
295. It's about a quarter mile south of 295 on the right.
Yeah, I've seen it. I have to be down there for an appointment tomorrow anyway, so I'll check it out.
Yeah,
Hey, Michelle?
doing a hot process
Yeah.
there.
Michelle.
Yeah.
Michelle does PR, so that's like a restaurant opening or an established restaurant that's looking for a pop. Can you kind of talk about your ideal referral, maybe some projects you're working on, some success stories, and kind of give us an idea of who you want to be talking to?
Yeah. So we actually did if you we're talking Italian restaurants, we did the opening of Salameria 104 out in the beach, in Jacksonville Beach. They have actually excellent gelato, so I should have added that in. But we do both openings and kind of sprints. So if business is down for a restaurant, then we'll come in and help kind of raise business with both traditional PR and influencers, which is a whole different world of social media influencers. But it's also a lot about bringing in VIPs in the community and just helping to get the restaurant's name out there again if they've slowed down a bit, which happens, in every business. And for openings, actually near Mandela's, we did the Cooper's Hawk opening down in Mandarin. I guess it was November or December. So openings are a lot of fun, a lot of work, obviously, but so are the sprints to kind of help restaurants raise business. But our ideal client, we're really open to any kind of restaurant, but typically a sit-down restaurant is more what we do.
But when you write a press release for a restaurant that's opening or adding another service or opening up a patio outside, whatever, how do you distribute that?
It depends because, like I said, everything's changed so much that, well, I mean, we try to personalize everything to the reporter because no one wants to see junk in their inbox anymore, or mass-produced press releases. We try to personalize things as much as possible, but also, staying away from AI. Like, AI is a great thing to do for a first draft, but editors, Terry's kind of shaking her head, but editors and journalists, they don't want anything AI written, so staying away from that. But Howard, to actually answer your question, I mean, it would really depend on exactly what we're doing. Like, if we were pitching your publication, it would be different than what we would pitch to our local newspaper, like a lifestyle type newspaper. So it really has, we really have to personalize and change things up for each outlet these days.
Yeah, I just wanted you to add us to your list for distribution.
Sure, yeah.
Send it to Terry, Terri at trnusa.com.
Okay, great.
And are you there for the grand openings of the ones that you are promoting, like doing customized bags for people to carry out, opening, things like that? A lot of people do the lighting outside where they put a thing in the sky, which is pretty, that's pretty elaborate for a bigger place like what you're doing down here with Cooper's Hawk. And I'm aware of that open as well. But is that something you also do to where you, if the company's willing to spend that kind of money, you get a whole park full of, they see the light in the sky, they see the name, they see the flashing lights, and then they come in, you seat them. There's a tasting, a sample. The restaurant hasn't opened yet. You do all that, right?
Yeah, we do all of that. But it's really up to the client in particular, how much they want us involved. I mean, sometimes we've been the ones, our team has presented the entire influencer journalist dinner, or other times they have their own marketing people who do it. I especially love when we can get the executive chef to come in and speak, because I think that speaks. Speaks. I didn't mean to use the word speaks twice, but it's been a long week. Generally speaking, to the cuisine actually helps a lot, especially with journalists and influencers. That's what they want to actually hear. And again, that's where everything kind of takes on different nuances depending on who we're actually pitching.
I think everybody in this group should be falling over themselves to do a one-on-one with you, because you're in at the beginning, just as people are potentially opening and planning on opening, and everybody here is not everybody. Well, yeah, Michael too could help them. But what they need to purchase, and you can be a good resource for this group to recommend the members. So, and if you have a restaurant that is in an early stage, feel free to invite them to come to one of the meetings. That goes for everybody. Invite a restaurant to come to the group so they can meet the vendors at one time. And when I say all the vendors, just this morning we have four members that are not here. We have Rick Israel, who does Medicare insurance and medical insurance.
He's up in Washington.
He's still there? Okay.
Yeah.
We have Spot On that does POS systems. ITD Food Service that does labeling and food service classes. And Steve Fuentes, who is a business broker. So all these people would be great contacts for Michelle and vice versa. So now that we've had the happy news, let's go to what everybody on YouTube wants, the negative news.
Too. Absolutely. I mean, everybody here. And once in a while, Howard, when is our next combined meeting with the 11 o'clock and the 9 o'clock group?
I'm thinking about doing it on the 23rd of March, if we can.
And
No, I'm sorry, 23rd of April.
April. Oh, yeah, that's a Thursday. That would be great.
That's the third. That's the day. Yeah, I mentioned it before. That week, we normally have the meeting on Friday, but April 23rd is a Thursday, and we're going to be having a meeting that day because Terry and I are traveling on the 24th. So put that in your calendar, the 23rd.
That's also the weekend for the annual Onion Festival here in Vidalia.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I'm going to start not a B&B, but what's the other one going on these days?
Oh, that's a hostel?
No. It's the company that went public.
Oh.
You know.
Yeah, I know.
The home away from home type of thing.
Yeah. You guys, come on, help us out here. What is it?
Vacation by owner,
Or
VRBO.
Airbnb?
Yeah, Airbnb. There we go. Who came up with that answer?
Well, you know, there is a garlic festival in Delray Beach in South Florida.
The what festival?
Going on for years. Just
Garlic.
There's also a Brussels sprouts festival. Do you want to go?
Everything festival.
No.
Well, it's Bike Week
I
in
know there's a
Daytona,
strawberry
so
festival in Plant City.
Big deal. That's here.
I want to bring up really a topic that I heard discussed on television last night, which I'm sure we're all pretty much aware of. Every day we get press releases and newspaper articles about restaurants chains that are closing. I think yesterday we got one that was it Papa John's? Terry?
Yes.
Papa John's is closing 300 locations.
wow.
From now until 2027. So
they lost a lot of dough.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
Howard, were they corporate or franchise locations or
They're
both?
franchise.
So they're underperforming locations, they said. So it's probably corporate.
Howard, the paper this morning said franchise.
How can they close a franchise?
I don't know. That's what the article said.
Because the franchisees get frustrated, they're not making enough money, and they close the units, and they give it back to. They walk away.
Mm-hmm.
I get press releases on this stuff all the time, and it's too bad. I like their garlic sauce to dip the pizza crust in. It's so good.
So the question is, and this is not a political question. This is an economical question. First of all, what's the cause of the problem?
Mm-hmm.
What can be done about the problem?
Mm-hmm.
And I would say that it started in COVID,
Mm-hmm.
the restaurants, took it on the chin during COVID and having a tough time bouncing back, and
Yeah.
that stuff the ball rolling. What do you guys think?
My observation, we have a family of six. I have, 4 little kids. Um, we walked into Five Guys and it was darn near $25 for each kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry. I ain't
Yeah.
doing that.
I
What I've noticed is, and you guys tell me, is people are going up from that middle fast foodie up to more of a sit down experience. So I'll go to a Chili's or one of those because it's darn near the same price as a fast
Yeah.
food at this point.
absolutely.
Um, but we have absolutely cut back on our restaurant. I'm sorry, there's too many restaurants. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's kind of across the board. This just the prices, my Lord.
Yeah. Well, answer what Michael was saying is I was talking to one of my colleagues I network up here in Atlanta, and Whataburger has either cut back or, for instance, like up the road from me about 12 miles, they put a new Whataburger in up in an area called Dawsonville. Barely made it a year, they closed it. It's done. They're scaling back. They're closing a lot of the Whataburgers. Also, the concept out of Arizona and Texas was it Portatello? It's like an Italian cheesesteak or whatever. They opened one up in Kennesaw, and I guess it's doing all right, but they have plans for Sandy Springs don't want you to put one there. They stopped that. But you also look at like Wendy's, Arby's, even Burger King. A lot of them are either closed or just scaling back. But yeah, it's and you're right, Michael. Like Whataburger is not cheap. It's not cheap at all. So yeah,
Look, thing comes and goes. Since the beginning of time, things open, things close. It's always going to be that way. Something
yeah,
comes in that's a whole lot better. When you get all these fast food places, they're outdated. They're old. People go to the newer places. Um, they're all like college kids. They're all younger adults. They don't want the Burger Kings that their parents went to. They don't want that stuff. You mentioned that. It's like, oh, don't even talk to me. They found a better
yeah,
place. Like Raising Canes. Oh my gosh, that's so delicious. It's all fresh. It's all natural. They only do one thing, chicken tenders, and they do it right. And everything is perfect in there. Chick-fil-A, another one, but the prices are insane. It's almost easier,
yeah,
like Michael said, go to Chili's. They have a
yeah,
lot of special deals and, you know, whatever, but they're
yeah,
always going to come and they're always going to go, along with, Woolworth. Remember Woolworth, everything. It's happening in rapid succession. And I do believe that COVID definitely was the culprit in the beginning. Now you're hiring people who really don't care. They don't want to work. Customer
yeah,
service sucks. By the way, read our March issue when it comes online, as we walked into a place and watched this employee who makes almost nothing smile at every single problem, did things that she didn't have to do. Howard told her who he was, and we took her photo. She was beyond elated, ran and told her managers, ran and told her friends, can't wait for it to come out. Going to download it and hang it as a
I
that
told I told her that I sit at this one table every time I come into the store to watch you work, because she was so professional in a minimum wage job. She was friendly, helpful,
way old.
doing more work than normal. So I said, she's got to be recognized in some way. So, like Terry said, we took a picture. We're doing a little. What she'll be in the "What's Going On" column.
Going on, but She's so excited to show her family. And just something like that, just a random act of kindness for somebody that has to listen to people complain all the time their order isn't right. It's one meal, and their lives are miserable. So, the places that are opening and closing, you're going to get another place coming in right after it. And my report shows that. So clearly things are, it's a cycle of time, like the earth. It's a cycle of time. Things come, things go. We're having massive earthquakes, massive this flooding. It's
Well,
all
I want to ask Eric, because Eric's involved with the restaurants on a day to day. With doing the payroll and stuff. So what do you see? You see people. What's the state of the industry?
Yeah, I'm for the food restaurants. I agree with Michael. Depends of the money, like how much you're gonna do. They charge. Depends if it's a burger or just a fast food. It's a price situation. But I have a client of mine. Is a Brazilian restaurant, and last October the county did a reform in front of his establishment, and he took a hit because nobody saw the restaurant. Even he put like signs and everything to bring people in. And now as January they finished in last December. It took like 3 months of like a reform, just the sidewalk. And he now tried to think and close the business because he could not back forward. Just like it's very hard. That's what I want to talk to the PR lady. Do you have any people on your staff who does speak Spanish or Portuguese by any chance?
I speak Spanish.
Okay, because
I'm Italian American, but I spent 40 years learning Spanish or 50 years learning
okay,
Spanish. So, yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
speak it.
okay, I'm gonna to most of my clients it's Brazilians because I am Brazilian. So most of them, not all of them, but most of them is that community. So I'm not sure how you can join in the community, but that's something I can bring to you and say, hey, because it's very good food. It's a very good place. He's a Portuguese, like from Portugal, but he speaks Portuguese. But it sucks because I see he's struggling. I want to help and best what they can, but sometimes I can't. He has to bring people in. So
Yeah, I mean, honestly, well, first of all, typically I can understand Portuguese and Italian because of the Spanish. So I was in Portugal this summer and was able to get along fine.
okay.
But you know, really to kind of help him, I would say he's got to get influencers in the door, and I hate that it's turned to that. That
Yeah, he tried that, but it's so many today. It's just like I'm not sure what kind of influence it's actually good for him. Because here, like in the community of Brazilian, we have like a lot of people with a lot of money, and we do have like a lot of workers. So how to reach them, the workers, because the people who's gonna bring the money is not, it's the workers that has to go because over there is like it's a place you go and weigh your food. So it's a like a buffet kind of thing, but it's a very good food, very good food.
is it in Orlando or
It is in Kissimmee, yes.
okay?
There's a lot of churrascarias in the Central Florida area that are like that, Brazilian churrascarias, and the food is excellent. But if I could comment on the topic, is why is there a a fallout of restaurants? I've been on this industry, whether it's insurance or an owner, for half of my life, almost more than half my life, and I think there's like what I see now is the areas that are really hot. They open up these new centers, they get a lot of attention, and everybody goes towards it. And you have such a saturation of businesses. The pizza segment can't be divided anymore. I mean, you get 16 or 8 slices to a pie. You can't divide it more than that. Otherwise, there's nothing left for when sharing the revenue that's coming out of the community. But the other part is the prices are going up, and it is expensive to eat out. And I don't think restaurants are focusing enough on training their staff. I'm reading a book right now, and it's called Unreasonable Hospitality. And I recommend that you all read it if you haven't heard of it yet, or that you go in and take a look at it. I mean, it's good for every industry, not just restaurants, but it's out of the restaurant industry. It's how how certain restaurants establish, training where they make their customers, they take it beyond the food into a level of service where they give them so much more. It's about follow up. It's about treating a customer. It's about having a relationship. You got to provide a good product, no doubt. But if you can't change the cost of it, they need to add this level of excellence when it comes to service and timing and how they respond to their clients. And I've gone into restaurants so many times where you're just feeling ignored. So that's my 2 cents on it. I mean, I think it's oversaturated, and I think the restaurants aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing, and it's providing excellent service on top of a good product. That you're not seeing a lot of that.
It's funny that you brought up the service aspect. I just finished posting, it will be posted today, an article about how to train your staff in the restaurant industry. And it'll be on our website this afternoon in the blog section.
Great. It's a great topic. I mean, there's so much going on that I think that that a lot of places just ignore that, because Michelle could do everything that she does to bring a client to the front door, but it's got to be that four walls marketing, in terms of hospitality and service and good product, and keeping the people in there once you get them, because you could bring them in as fast as you can and they can go out the back door as fast as you're bringing them in, and you're not going to turn a profit, and you're going to run out of customers sooner or later, and you're going to spread bad faith in the community. People, the old story is, you tell one person and they'll tell 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, whatever. Bad news travels so much faster than good news. So it's just they got to do a good job. They got to train these employees. They got to keep that four walls where they remain in there. And then every time Michelle goes to work for a company, that just adds to their clientele list and increases their revenues. So if they're not doing that, it's just a matter of time before they close the door.
In every crisis that's ever happened, even the Depression, there were people who made millions of dollars during those times. And there's a storm. I think we're in the middle of it now. When you look at a restaurant chain closing 300 locations, you have to, I think of it, because this is where I come from, where does that equipment go? That equipment is going to resurface somewhere. So somebody, either an auctioneer is going to auction it off, or a restaurant equipment dealer will buy it for pennies on a dollar, put it in a warehouse, keep it for a year or two, wait for the economy to turn around, and make a fortune selling it again. And look at all the restaurants that are closed. There's going to be a huge amount of equipment on the market, right, Ed?
There is.
Real quick, while you brought that up real quick, I'm dealing with a client up the road from me that I did some financing for. She's been there 3 years, and the landlord is kicking her out because she didn't follow along with what the guidelines were in the lease agreement. Supposedly, she wasn't supposed to be closed this many days. She was closed because of some weather or whatever. So I'm dealing with her trying to liquidate her equipment. But yeah, it probably also stems back to these landlords or property managers that, either, for instance, a year ago, there was a bagel place I used to go to all the time. They didn't want to renew. They didn't want to work with the owner. He'd been there like 10 years, making, they pay their rent all the time. So, but yeah, going to be some used equipment there. But yeah, they had this client had a big drawing and they did well. But I don't know, there's a lot of factors in this stuff. So
let me ask you this, Brian. Are you seeing landlords requiring in their leases now, requiring the tenants to supply sales tax returns on a monthly basis?
I have not seen
the
that.
reason I say that,
yeah,
I have seen that around Fleming Island. Some of the landlords are doing that, and what they're doing is they're using those sales tax results and then they increase the rent because they're making money. They can afford more.
Well, they raised the rent in the CAM too.
Interesting.
So, yeah, I mean, it's crazy. So that's what
Yeah.
happened to this bagel place, and it was just, I don't know. And then this other one, I mean, I was surprised that they were kicking them out because they didn't comply with some of the stuff in the lease agreement. So I got to go up there probably later today or over the weekend and talk to her and see what we're going to do with the equipment. I mean, the bank doesn't want it back. She still owes have another year on her loan. So we'll see.
Well, Howard is constantly doing email blasts for auctioneers. Maybe to him. But what I was going to ask, does anybody know what the #1 chain is for the best customer service? Bar none.
Chick-fil-A?
Well, yes, but that's for sit-down restaurants.
Maybe
What?
Texas Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse. If you want to know how to do something right, go into Texas Roadhouse. They have got it down. From walking in the door, from putting your name on the list, from doing the 5 minutes away, from the minute you sit down, you're greeted at the door with rolls. And I mean, even when it's hot out and there's a wait, they put a tent out there with free lemon water and lime water and things for the kids to do, like those corn husk throws, those cornhole things. That's huge. And that's why they've succeeded so much. And they're busy from the time they open till the time they close.
And the managers
what's the
share
name, Terry?
in the profits of the place.
Right.
Huh?
The
What,
managers share in the actual profits of the restaurant.
do they?
Imagine that.
Right.
Wow.
And,
Well, I
and
don't.
they have a good employee benefits package, even
Yeah.
for service.
Nobody
Anyway,
quits.
we've come to the end of our allotted time, and I just want to mention 2 things. I sent a letter out yesterday or Wednesday about showing up at the meeting. So 5 people didn't show up.
I get no respect.
Well, one's in Washington, one's on vacation, one, yeah, we didn't hear from the other 3, but
In
it
any
happened.
event, we are looking for additional people to join the group. I'd like to get an auctioneer. I'd like to get, if the restaurant equipment dealer shows up, that would be great. With anybody in the food business, beverage, any general contractor. If you know of anybody, please ask them to give me a call or just send me their contact information and I'll reach out to them. So here we are at the end of another meeting. Michelle, I'm happy you came. Hopefully we'll
Nice.
see you again. And have a great week, everybody. Thank you for coming. We'll see you next week. And let the sauce be with you.